Hey, this your girl, msyelladiva. I am bringing you another episode of Married to Medicine. Season 12, episode 15, reunion, part 1. Okay. If you are new here, welcome. We do reviews here. This is the Diva Nation. Okay. And if you're returning, this is your crazy cousin. Welcome back. Give me a thumbs up. Like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. And we will begin. Okay. So they're arriving at the place where they're doing their reunion, right? Dr. Contessa arrives. I think she arrives first. She looking all cute and stuff like that. Brandy, where you get this damn raggedy ass red zoot suit jacket from? It looked like a zoot suit. That was not cute at all. Not a cute at all, child. Okay. Boo, tomato. Okay. Far as I'm concerned. So, he's looking like hidey ho, hidey. Looking like Cab Calloway. Hidey. I forgot to go. Hidey ho. Oh no. Cab Calloway. Okay. Look it up. Damn it. Okay. Anyway, Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie are separate rooms and everybody making a big deal about it. Maybe they want their space. Okay. Dr. Jackie said, I'm sad about it. I don't like the feeling that I hurt her. Dr. Simone told Andy that you saved me from one divorce, but maybe you can't save me from this divorce. She talking about divorce between her and Jackie. He saved them from her and Cecil getting a divorce, and that's still looming. I can believe that. But then, but she said maybe you can help again, or maybe not. So they get to the stage. Everybody looks nice, it's still, I mean, I gave you the review on the dresses, but a lot of makeup looked good, Jackie, first of all, that bob Jackie was wearing was tight to death, plus the makeup was tight to death. Jackie came to play. I think Jackie was the best out of all of them, now that I think about it, okay? She came to play, and she was the oldest one out of all of them, and she looked the best. I can't even lie. She looked the best, because Qua's hair was horrible. It didn't look right at all. It didn't look right at all. Dr. Heavenly's hair was horrible too. I think Dr. Contessa's, I think she had the second best look, but I can't remember. I didn't like that cut on Mimi's. I ain't like that. I ain't like that at all. Anyway, let's get to this stuff. Dr. Simone brought Andy earplugs, for her, because she surround sound Simone, okay? Okay. So it's probably for her. He did put in that one near her, okay? Andy is asking why Jackie and Simone, Dr. Jackie and Simone, are not sharing the rooms. And so Simone said, when I needed Jackie, she wasn't there. Okay. So they go into Toya's montage. Andy said, are you still in the home? And Toya's like, yeah, where else would I be? And then Andy messy asked Dr. Heavenly, you think that's her forever home? And Dr. Heavenly said, no, she'll probably sell it, get a profit for it, and buy a condo for herself somewhere. What you trying to say, Dr. Heavenly?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Okay, what you trying to say? That was a slip of the tongue. Okay, that was a slip of the tongue. And then she was just like, and so Andy was like, by herself? And then Dr. Heavenly said, oh, did I say that? Out loud? Mm-hmm. Well, the rumor has it, okay, allegedly, that Toya has been separated from Dr. Eugene for a couple years. Well, basically, she ain't gave him no loving in about 3 years or whatever, and they only come together for the show. Basically that's the rumor. Okay, we don't know if it's true or not, but that's the rumor. They only come together for the show, and yeah, that's probably why he got all of these jobs everywhere and anywhere. 2 hours here, 2 hours there, 2 hours here, 2 hours there, because he don't live in the house. Okay. I don't know. That's my assumption, but I don't know. But so viewer question said, if Toya treated Eugene with a little more respect, he wouldn't spend all that time on the road. I mean, yeah. That's the truth. That's the God's honest truth. Yeah. You are so right. But then Toya said, nobody has a clue to what goes on in our house. Yeah, because Eugene probably ain't even there. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you and your sons. Okay. But Toya said that yeah. Okay. Yeah, Tori said that no one has a clue what goes on in my house. Andy said, Dr. Simone, you said the skip work party day was a day in the life of Toya. And so Dr. Simone said, Toya lives a great life. She keeps her house clean. Nobody can say that it needs power washing. Oh. Okay, so that was a little dig at Dr. Heavenly, because Mariah told her that she need to power wash her house. But the fact of the matter is, Dr. Simone, Toya's house is new. Okay. Of course it don't need power washing because it's brand new. Okay. However, Dr. Heavenly's house is what, 30, 40 years old? Yeah, it probably needs power washing. Okay. And she probably, after Mariah said something, she probably had it power washed. After Mariah said, it probably need power washing again, because that was about 10 years ago. But still. Okay. Toya's house is brand new, okay, but that was a dig at Dr. Heavenly. My Pisces sister, yeah, that was petty. That was real petty, okay. So Toya said, you haven't seen my husband cheating, and my husband is not telling people that he don't trust me with my son. I think that's a dig at Heavenly as far as Eugene, but I don't know, because that never came out, that one of the husbands saying they don't trust one of the wives with their son. So I would think that was a dig at Heavenly, because it definitely ain't a dig at Dr. Mimi, because Steve was losing his mind when Dr. Mimi was in goddamn Florida. So it must be a dig at Dr. Heavenly, but I don't know. No, it never came out. And so everybody on stage should stay out of our relationship unless you want me to tell it all. Okay, so she said, if you want me to tell it all. Dr. Heavenly said, well, there's a book that hasn't been opened about your relationship too. And I think that's the reason. I think that they really for real split up. And they just come back for what's that? For taping. And then Toya said, I had a whole neighbor tell me about your husband and what he do. And she talking to Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly said, a whole person told me about what your husband does at the hospital and why he got fired. So let's put that on the table. I said, ooh, shit. Yeah, I want to know why Dr. Eugene got fired too. I didn't know he got fired by the hospital. That's the reason why he working 2 or 3 hours away, and then he got to get his own practice. Oh, he definitely they didn't take his license, but I want to know why he got fired too. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what, they do not look highly on adultery in the medical profession. I'm just going to say what I know. I had a colleague, a doctor, one of the doctors in the hospital, got demoted. He didn't lose his license and stuff. He got demoted because his wife came up to the hospital and blasted him in front of all his colleagues on him cheating. Okay, they don't look highly on cheating in the hospital, so he probably got fired for loose dick. Okay, okay, all right. So they don't look highly. He got demoted. He's still practicing, but he got demoted. Okay. No. We don't know. We don't know now. Okay. So, yeah. So Dr. Jackie said, Toya, you have spoken on my marriage. You spoken on marriages. She said you spoken on mine. And Toya was like, after you brought it to the table, and Dr. Jackie was like, I ain't never brought any of that shit to the table. She ain't say shit, but that's what she meant. She was like, I ain't never spoken on you or Dr. Eugene's marriage or disrespected it. And then Toya was like, ooh, that age. And Dr. Jackie said, yeah, it look good on some people. It sure do, Dr. Jackie. It look good on you. Ooh, it look good on you, child. Okay, you the oldest one up there stunting on these hoes. Okay. Shit, yeah, it look real good on some people. And then she said menopause. Toya, you in perimenopause. Shut the fuck up, okay? And Contessa was like, Dr. Contessa was like, I'm in menopause. Half of that stage is in motherfucking menopause, okay? Half of that stage is in menopause or perimenopause. Matter of fact, that whole stage, except for probably Dr. Mimi, okay, that whole stage is probably in perimenopause. Even you, Quad, but you still can have a baby though. Okay, it's just gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, but you can still have a baby. But you still in perimenopause, just like everybody else. So Quad said, don't age shame. And so Toya said, I'm 50. And I said, yeah, you in perimenopause too. Anyway, so Andy was like, let's move on. She said, well, how does it feel when you watch the footage of your party? And he's talking to Toya. Toya said, I felt horrible. And it didn't even show when I locked myself in the closet. And she said, I was spiraling. And so Dr. Mimi was like, well, at that party, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything about your marriage. And so Andy said, well, you said their marriage was cringy. And so Dr. Mimi said, yeah, it was really hard to watch. It was cringy. She said, but I was the first person to leave. And Toya was like, you was the first person to be asked to leave. And so Dr. Mimi said, well, you called us hating ass bitches. Shit, I'm leaving. And so Toya started to talk over Dr. Mimi, and Dr. Mimi trying to make her point. I don't know what the fuck they were both saying because they were both talking over each other. Andy said, asked Dr. Heavenly about Eugene's penis. And so Dr. Heavenly said it wasn't about his penis. It was about her taking shots.
Why the fuck you lying?
Yeah. You know you lying, Dr. Heavenly. You know you lying. And Toya was like, it was about a purse. And so she said, but then she brings up my husband's penis like she want to suck it or something.
Good. Spit on that thing. Yeah.
And she said that I ain't never seen no bulges in your husband's pants either. Dr. Heavenly said my husband is from Barbados. So, what does that mean? What does that mean? He got a big dick because he's from Barbados? Is that it? I'm trying to figure out what that means. But she said my husband's from Barbados. Okay, so because your husband's from Detroit, he ain't got a big dick. Is that what that is? I don't know. And he from Detroit. He from like a suburb of Detroit, wasn't it? Something like that. He's from Michigan somewhere. He ain't got no big dick because he from Michigan, and your husband got a big dick because he from Barbados. Is that what we doing here? I don't know. I have no idea. My husband's from Barbados. I'm sorry. Dr. Heavenly, you was a kiki child. You was a kiki. So they go into the Met Gala. Toya pull up this white coat with this group chat on there. And she said this was 24 to 48 hours before the Met Gala. What Toya, did any of those parts say that these people need to buy a ticket or contribute $2,500? If you don't contribute $2,500, that you need to buy a ticket. Does that say that anywhere in there on that coat? Okay, because apparently Steve and Dr. Mimi did not know that they needed to buy a ticket. But you reached out and tell everybody else, Angel and Brandy and stuff like that. But you failed to tell Steve and Dr. Mimi. Why didn't you tell Steve and Dr. Mimi that they needed to buy a ticket, and then you stop them at the door and embarrass them? You know, you stop them at the door and embarrass them and say they need a ticket. Now y'all all think y'all all act like you honestly and truly, let me get this together. Honestly and truly, y'all didn't like Toya and Dr. Eugene. Y'all didn't like when Anila and Dr. Karen came to your Halloween party dressed as movers and shit and embarrassed y'all. So how y'all gonna embarrass Steve and Dr. Mimi at the door and not telling them that they need to buy a ticket? That's rude, y'all. That's rude. And I don't blame Steve for getting goddamn pissed off, because that's rude. Y'all should have told them that they needed to buy a ticket. They bought it at the door. They got $300. Ain't that big of a goddamn deal. But that was rude. Y'all didn't like it when so Dr. Eugene got his chest poked out with Dr. Karen. You did this and you doing that. So Steve got his chest poked out too, because he was embarrassed. Okay, so you need to sit in it, Dr. Eugene. I love you. Okay, but you need to sit in it. Okay, your wife got something left to be desired. But Dr. Eugene, I do love you. Okay, I do love you, but you need to sit in it. Let's move on. They go Quad's montage. Quad and King broke up. She said life happens, it was mutual. Dr. Contessa said, well, you didn't want him here. Quad said, I ain't say that. Toya said, well, he said that, and so she was like, you've been talking to my ex? And she said, yeah, he loaned Aiden a Ferrari or whatever for his 16th birthday and stuff like that. And him and Eugene are friends. And, she said, and y'all was so lovey-dovey, but then when y'all wasn't, it was very cringy to watch. And so, she said, what I like to do is move forward. So that's why he is not here. So you didn't want him here. So you told him that he couldn't come. That's what you're trying to say. Even though you told just 5 minutes ago, you told Contessa you ain't say that. Now you saying you said that. Okay, get it together. Let me give you this too.
Why you always lying? Why the fuck you lying?
Okay, why the fuck you lying? Okay, moving on. So Dr. Andy said, Dr. Heavenly said, you said King was in it for fame, and but Quad needed a storyline too. And Quad said, I loved him with my entire being. It wasn't a storyline for me. And she said, but that storyline, let that storyline die. That's because that's some bullshit for. I needed it for a storyline. That's some bullshit. Whatever. Okay. Dr. Simone said, well, why did y'all move forward when y'all didn't live together, y'all wasn't engaged, y'all wasn't married and everything like that? Quad said because he would be a good co-parent. So basically you looked at him as a sperm donor. That was what Dr. Simone said. Okay, she said, oh, so you was looking at him as a sperm donor. I ain't saying that. That was Dr. Simone said. So Andy said, what's next for you? She said, well, I will move forward. I'll take it day by day. Maybe I'll get pregnant on my own or whatever. She said stay tuned. Whatever. She coming back next season, so we'll figure out what she doing next year. They bring out Andy and they bring out Brandy and Angel. I was saying Brandy and Angel at the same time, so it's Andy. They bring out Brandy and Angel. A viewer question said Dr. Contessa was crashing out at Brandy's birthday dinner that her husband paid for. Brandy said, and so Andy asked, will she be invited to any other birthday parties? Brandy said, well, now she was invited because we had that talk. And so, so Contessa was trying to say what she wanted to say, but Brandy was like, butting in, and then Dr. Contessa was like, well, tell me when you're done. And so she said, it was my understanding I came here with good intentions. And so Brandy still kept interrupting her. And so she was like, well, let me know when you're done. So then Dr. Contessa was like, I came in soft. And Brandy said, yeah, you came in stuff soft under your breath. So next time come in loud. Brandy, she was loud at your birthday party. I don't know why you ain't hear none of this. She was loud. And so Dr. Contessa said, well, we got to call your husband and FaceTime him to thank him for some chicken wings. And Dr. Mimi was like, oh, God. Yeah. And so Brandy was like, well, we spend a whole lot of time at your party and you was complaining about your husband. And she was like, never that. Never one time. I believe that's true. Dr. Contessa, because Dr. Contessa, come here, baby. You talk about your husband like a dog all day, every day. You did that to Dr. Heavenly, and when Dr. Heavenly says something about him, then you get mad. So no, I believe because you talk about him like a dog, okay? And I heard that, your husband is, allegedly, your husband, swing both ways. Allegedly. That what I heard. That what I heard. Okay. I don't know. Okay. But if he was selling Coach purses, I need to finish this shit. Okay, it's getting too long. Then Quad asked the question. Okay, no. Then Quad. Oh yeah, Quad asked the question. Toya, why did you ask Bernard about Angel in bed? Quad was like, "Are you cat watching?" And so Toya was like, "I asked a lot of questions." She was like, "But that was just the question that they put in." And so Quad was like, "Well, do you want to know how she was? Do you want to know how she is in bed?" And Angel was like, "Why? You want to taste it or something?" And Toya was like, "Oh, that's another lie that Heavenly made up." And then Dr. Heavenly said, "Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. You said you like girls, and everybody know that you like girls." Toya, everybody know that you like girls, so don't act like you ain't never said that, okay? That ain't a lie. That ain't a lie. That you said that. That came out of your mouth, honey. Dr. M said, "I ain't say that." So they go to Dr. Mimi's montage. She said, "As a psychiatrist, as a mom, I'm always on, but with a special needs child, I can never turn off." And I can believe that. She said, and then they were talking about how she likes to be a psychiatrist for all her friends. She said, "Well, I just don't like conflict. And, I don't try to psychoanalyze people, but, that's just not who I am. I just don't like conflict." And so she said, "So I try to facilitate some conversation that would be beneficial, some healthy conversation." And so, but Toya said, "But when you went up to Brandy, that wasn't necessary." And so Dr. Mimi apologized for her delivery to Brandy, and Brandy accepted that. And so Dr. Mimi said, "Well, at your house, I never disrespected your marriage." She said, "But when you turn and ask, how should I talk to them? I told you should use your feminine. I keep fucking this shit up. You should use your feminism. Fuck it. Okay." And Toya was like, "I ain't asked you anything." And so, and then Dr. Mimi said, roll the tape. Okay. And she did she asked everybody. She didn't ask just Dr. Mimi, but she asked everybody. So, then, the viewer questions asked about Lil Stevie, and everybody's giving, Dr. Mimi her props on, raising Lil Stevie. So the men arrive. Okay. The men arrive. Cecil is making a big deal about how Steve is in this Louis Vuitton, and Steve is talking about Cecil, you brought out your chinchilla. Okay. Curtis, they sitting down. Curtis looked at Steve and he was like, "You little antsy." And Dr. Damon was like, I don't want you guys to argue." And so Cecil said, "If Steve got to the event and didn't know he needed a ticket, we just have to do better with the communication." And Steve said, "You try to exclude us." and nobody said we ever needed a ticket. And I believe that's true. They tried to exclude you. Okay. And you know, a lot of people saying that Toya is jealous of Dr. Mimi. I honestly, you know, I kind of believe that, and I kind of don't, but I do believe that because I honestly think that Steve is her type of man. I think she goes for those big football playing dudes, okay? And I think she got some kind of attraction to Steve, okay? And I think, I don't think she like acts on it too much, but I think that's why she got a little attitude with Dr. Mimi, you know. But I think Steve is her dude that she's attracted to. I think she's attracted to big football playing men, and she never got that. She didn't get that from Curtis, because Curtis is a big a big basketball playing man. But I think she's attracted to big football playing men, and I think that, you know, I think that's why her and Mimi, you know, be bumping heads, because, you know, she kind of jealous of Dr. Mimi. Okay. But, you know, she's, I mean, Dr. Eugene still, you know, is a good guy. You know, I don't take nothing from Dr. Eugene. I love Dr. Eugene. I do love Dr. Eugene. But in this case, he wrong. Okay, let's move on. Okay. But I do think that she got a kind of attraction to Steve. I may be wrong. Okay. Cause, you know, she don't have that in anybody else. She ain't even got that with King. Cause King ain't no big football playing dude. But Steve is. Okay? Steve is. Okay? Anyway. Where we at? Yeah, you tried to exclude us. Eugene said, if you ain't like how it's run, why in the hell were you there? And she said, because it was the Met Gala. She said, because it was a big cause. And so he was like, well, supported by buying a ticket. He said, I did. He said, I can't imagine you justifying your bad behavior.
Oh my God.
Okay, you got it. Okay. He said, you justify Toya bad behavior every day. And so don't say anything about my wife. And so Steve was like, did I fucking stutter? And so Dr. Eugene was like, don't boss up on me, Steve. Don't boss up, and stop pointing at me. And this thing, Steve was like, no. Do you want to be one of the women? Dr. Eugene said, do you? And he's like, well, you need to stop acting like one. And so then they go back to the stage. So we're going to see. I can't wait till next week. I can't wait. Hopefully I'll be in my new house, but I can't wait till next week. Anyway, Dr. Heavenly's package. So Damon Jr. had a mental health crisis or whatever. And so she knows where he is, and she hadn't seen him face to face, but she had to call Dr. Mimi because he had a mental health crisis. That's why he assaulted the cop. Is that the reason why he had a mental health crisis? Okay. Anyway, Dr. Simone said, well, I didn't wake up and when the cameras roll, I didn't decide to put my family on blast. Dr. Simone, that wasn't even for you to say. But Dr. Heavenly said, well, my husband is too good to me. And so Dr. Simone said, my husband is good to me too. And we decided to get married. We didn't get married because I was pregnant. It don't matter. Both of y'all, you got 30 years of marriage. She got 29 years of marriage. Y'all still in the same fucking boat. What difference does that make, Dr. Simone? That y'all got married because y'all wasn't pregnant. He got married because they were pregnant. Y'all still neck and neck on marriages, okay? So they asked a show of hands who would vote for Heavenly. Everybody's on stage said they vote for Heavenly except for Brandy, Dr. Simone, and Toya. Now, I'm probably the only person that can vote for Dr. Heavenly, okay? Because she is running in my district, okay? So I see Dr. Heavenly signs all over the place. Now, if she running against this other person, and I know that other person's shicey as shit, Dr. Heavenly got my goddamn vote, okay? I know what the other person is like, and I do not want him. Okay, so Dr. Heavenly will get my vote if she running against him. Okay, but if she running against some other folks, I don't know. But if she running against this one guy, I know that motherfucker shiesty. Dr. Heavenly get my vote all day long, twice on Sunday. But she is running in my district. Anyway, all right. Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Simone, and Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie said, watch, when Dr. Jackie said on Watch What Happens Live, she was, when they asked the question about Dr. Simone and Dr. Heavenly, she said she wasn't there, but both of them were wrong. And Dr. Jackie, she admitted that she was playing the fence, but she didn't want to hurt Simone either. As far as I'm concerned, Dr. Jackie, you need to just hurt Dr. Heavenly feelings, because Dr. Heavenly don't give a shit. You still gonna be her friend. You just apologize to Dr. Heavenly, she be all right. Dr. Simone, you gotta kiss up too. So you should always side with Dr. Simone. Next to the fact that y'all been friends longer, you should always side with Dr. Simone, and then be like, Heavenly, you know you my girl. You know what I'm saying? Because Dr. Heavenly don't care like that. Dr. Simone is more emotional. She a Pisces. She more emotional. You got to kiss up to her. Okay, come on now, Dr. Jackie. You a Leo. Get this together. She a Scorpio. She don't give a shit. Dr. Heavenly don't give a shit. She a Scorpio. Come on now. So, Dr. Jackie said, Dr. Simone is not a threat to anyone. So, and they go back and forth. They go back and forth. And so, Dr. Heavenly said, do you act like this in the hospital? And so then Toya said, well, do you act like this in the dentist's office? And so then Dr. Simone was like, Quab can't even clean up all your shit and stuff like that. So they going back and forth with each other. So Dr. Jackie was like, this is real. This is not a show. This is real. We have 30 years we've been together. And if I betrayed you or let you down, I want to fix it. And so Dr. Simone said, when I was at Angel's party, I was clocked in, okay, at Angel's event. And she said, but when I got to Florida, you said I snapped. And Angel was like, well, you were snapping all night long, so I don't know how you didn't know you snapped, and how Jackie said you snapped, and why would you think that Jackie wouldn't say you snapped? Because you snapped all night long, because you was clocked in, Dr. Simone. That's what you said. You was clocked in. So you was snapping. You was snapping to everybody. She said everybody can get some. So you did snap. So you done already made your case. Because you said you was clocked in. And so so they go back and forth. Though Dr. Jackie go sit beside Dr. Simone, because she was like, I don't need all this noise. I need to talk to you. Me and you. So, and Dr. Jackie said, she sat beside Dr. Simone, and she said, I told Heavenly that she snapped too. She said, so it wasn't just you. She said, I said it to her too. Dr. Simone said, I don't know what happens, but she said, but if I pushed her, that's a real case. And she said, and that can mess up my hospital privileges. I have a malpractice suit and everything like that. She was like, I don't know if we can move forward. She said, I don't want to and I can't do it or whatever. And so that was the end. I think she's going to give Dr. Jackie another chance. Dr. Heavenly, there's no hope for Dr. Heavenly, but I think she's going to give Dr. Jackie another chance, okay? And like I said, Dr. Jackie, come here. Just always side with Simone, because Dr. Heavenly don't care. Okay, just always side with Simone. Okay, just always side with Simone. Okay, just be like, oh, okay, you was wrong. You was wrong. Dr. Heavenly, you wrong. Okay, and let that go. Okay, so this was a long one, but that's okay because it was an hour and 15-minute show anyway. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video. So give me a thumbs up, like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace, y'all.